Hi, I'm Harvey Lowe. Welcome back to another episode of Garage Studio Modelers, and I'm here with offline
Dave Forrest
in his usual attire, off camera, and we're here to finish off now the base coat of our Sheridan. So, the last episode we did black basing modulation on the hull, and we did basic black on white modulation on the turret. And as you can see, that's where we left off. Okay. Now, all we're going to do now is we're going to apply the base color. This part becomes tricky because you actually don't want to, Dave. You don't want to overcoat and get rid of all the work that you did. So at this point, you are simply...
You're just doing a light.
It's very light. Now, I've pre-mixed this off. Oh, by the way, where are my manners? I am using, for you Sheridan experts, because I'm going to get a lot of emails about the wrong color here, but I'm using XF74 Tamiya, and this is the OD for the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force. I have scoured the web, and I'm told that this is a very nice OD green to use on Vietnam vehicles. And you can see I'm at about 10 PSI, very far away. You can see the green is just coming in.
So that's your base color?
It's base color.
Straight out of the bottle?
Straight out of the bottle. Very light. Now, of course, I didn't modulate the bottom part, so I can go thicker here, because there's nothing really to cover. Right? On the bottom hull. I can really go thick. And again, use the bottom hull as a test ground. Now, you see, as I'm doing the bottom, I'm still doing light coats, but you see how the white still shows through? See?
You're just kind of building it up very gradually.
Yeah. You can actually use a 0.3 needle, 0.5. It doesn't have to be a fine.
Too fine. Now, how did you thin this? Like, what's the ratio of paint to...
Good question.
X20 thinner there?
That's what I need you on these shows. I'm going about 60% thinner to 40% paint.
Right, okay.
Right. But again, on the top, you want to go lighter. And you're aiming for a base coat. Now, you want this to show through because I'm going to do a bit of highlighting in a sec, but you don't want to cover this.
Yeah, as I watch you do this is really a case of pay me now or pay me later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? In terms of if you were doing this the way I would do it,
yes,
where you just start with a black base and then you're just adding your dark color, your base color, your highlight colors on. I guess at that point you're taking all of the care that you did in the kind of the pre-shading portion of this, right?
Yep, that's true. Right, you're kind of covering all the work that you did, but you can see I'm running out of paint fairly quick, and the reason being is with the modulation I was using less paint. This one you're further out, and your nozzle's wide open, so you're just misting it on. See? You're just getting that initial green on there. You're building it up.
Yeah,
is what you're doing.
It's pretty quick too, isn't it?
It's pretty quick, yeah. But again, the secret is don't overcoat it. Let it show through.
Very nice.
Right? Doing this fairly quickly. And you can see, when do I stop? It's your eye that tells you to stop. Way far up the airbrush. Right? Now, same thing with the turret. You're pretty far off. We're running out of paint already.
You chewed through paint.
Yeah, you chew through the paint. Yeah, because most of it's being misted on. Just covering it. I probably got this paint a little bit too thin because I see some splatter, but that's okay. We're going to rework it a bit. Maybe add a bit more.
Thicken it up a bit?
Thicken it up just a bit.
A little cornstarch?
Cornstarch in the shirt is good. Coming from a family of Chinese launderers. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, yeah. I can hear the jokes coming in, but yeah. A little thicker, and we go at it. You can see on the bottom, you can practice, see? getting your mat all dirty.
No, it's okay. But you can, but it's the same, so yeah, like the same technique as what you're doing on the...
Yeah. But you just notice that it is a bit lighter, see, with the white than it is with the black facing.
Yes.
Right? You can tell right away.
Yeah. But you can level that out just by
you will.
There's definitely a difference.
It's definitely a difference. Yeah. And I think we're almost done. So you really want to leave that contrast. I got a bit of water splatter there or whatever because of thin paint. But hey, I'm doing this live. And we're just covering.
It's really, I mean, this is shorter than the... Because again, you're doing all the fine work you're doing in your pre-shading.
Yeah. I think that's good.
It's incredible.
Now, what I'm going to do now, and this is where your art comes in. You can start highlighting the base itself, and I guess some people call this post modulation. I guess you're like I'm adding white. Although if you add white to your OD colors, it does give it a really starchy look. I've used flesh.
Flesh is a good color.
Flesh. What else do you use, Dave?
Flesh, a little bit like a green yellow.
Yes. Yep.
But flesh is a really good color. It's a universal color for lightening something up that's not white. It doesn't give it because too much white can be a bit.
It can.
A bit chalky.
It can. But given that we're live, I forgot my flesh. I forgot my yellow. I forgot my everything. So now let's just make sure that it's coming out. Now the trick here is always go light, because you can always add more. You can always add less. And there's. Yeah, I probably would use yellow, and probably will do that when I go home and finish this for you guys. But this is where you're going over some of the highlights now. See? You notice now that I've got white in here?
Yeah, it's lighter. Yeah, definitely.
It's
a nice color though, actually.
But I'm only going to do this white on the tops. Let's do that. Right? Under the assumption that the sun is bleaching. Now we just want to hit those highlights with the white in the OD. Again, I'm kind of doing this by eye. You can see that I'm hitting the highlights. Okay. Hitting the highlights only. So that's kind of, let me hold it up now. You can see how subtle we are getting with this effect. Right? Very subtle. And take some white and go over these.
Over the middle of the...
Middle of it. It's always better to be light with this stuff. Don't go too heavy. I've seen you modulate, Dave. You're a pro at it.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
by the way,
that's really coming together. Look at that.
It's coming. Now, by the way, I might have noticed that I left the turret cupola off for now, and I paint it separately because, like, when you build a model, you got to plan it. These are periscopes, and there's tape on them.
They're masked off.
Masked off. If I put that on, it's going to be really hard to take them off. So I'm going to do the top of the cupola.
Plan ahead.
Plan your model just like you would. Does that kind of give an idea that it's a little... I'll probably, off camera, I'll add a bit more white.
Yeah, this is very quick.
This is very quick.
Quick on the camera work here.
Going to the black hole, the same thing. Now I'm got a bit more white in it, see? Just a bit more. You can see that you're now aiming at the center. Now, it's kind of like, okay, you painted it black, you did a bit of white in the center. Now I'm really going over the highlights. Right. See, you already see the difference in the...
Yeah.
And this time it's not white, it's a green. Now, I'm only going to do the top sides in this white because I want that bleached look. Right? And I'm not covering the white. I'm going very light. Very light.
Yeah, it's starting to pop. It's really starting to come together, isn't it? Really starting to see that 3D effect.
3D effect, yeah. And then I'll probably go off camera and just kind of tighten it up a bit. But at the same time, you don't want the white on its own showing through, like that area.
Yeah.
You want to cover it off.
You gotta tone that.
And then sometimes what I do very lightly is far away, just kind of blend it. And that's probably good enough for now.
Yeah.
And you do want a bit of that contrast.
This is a great stage because you can kind of see.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there, but you can still see where you're coming from.
Right, you can still see the splatter.
The splatter marks.
See right there. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to cover that more because you can see the splatter.
Yeah.
And then we'll just do the other one. And that's it for the first OD base color, folks. And we'll start with the next episode, or the next part of this will be just kind of building this base coat with a little bit more highlights. And you can always go back if you find that you've overdone some areas. You can go back and hit it with shadows.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this.